So people have been asking me why I am single and I don't have any children. Because what happens is when I was younger, when I was 17 and 18, I finished the high school and I was overseas, and I came from a country where it was unstable. There was kind of war, and I always wanted to travel somewhere new, somewhere else. And I had a boyfriend. He wanted to get married, but he wasn't interested in traveling because he had his own shop, his own stores, and he used to repair, the TV and radios. Back in the day, they used to fix it. So people, instead of buying new like now, they used to fix those TVs. So he had a good job, which he was his own boss, and he was in his 20s, 24 years old, and he didn't want to be an employee and start over somewhere else. But in the long run, he could have got his own shop and started his own business. But he was thinking it's too much of a hassle, and he has his parents were still alive, and things like that. So he wanted to get married, but he didn't want to travel. So my thing was, I wanted to travel and work abroad and do things like that. I didn't want to be stuck at home and have children. I was only like 18 or 19. So I thought I can do that later in life. And that's how I ended up in New York City. So when I was in New York City, I started working, and I went to small like schools, like I got certificates, but it wasn't a college. So I went to school for computers and home health aide and a security guard, things like that. Then I got part-time job and a full-time job at that time. So I wanted to stay there and live there, even though it was an expensive city to live at. So I used to work almost the whole time. I used to have a weekday job and the weekends. And the weekends I used to work in a movie theater, which was a fun job. But still, that was what I wanted to do. And I thought later, when I find somebody who wants to get married and is serious, then I can, get married and do all that. But then, I did it. I was in a relationship, but it was only maybe a year and a half or 2 years. And the people that I met, they were, they moved to New York City because of, people get jobs there. And they had a house in Long Island. Long Island is part of New York, but it's outside the city where, it's residential and it's suburbs. So people have big houses with pools and it's by the beach. So they got divorced, and they're starting their life new in the city. And what happens is, so they didn't want to get married right away because they've been married and they went through a divorce. Actually, I met more than one person that moved to the city from the islands. So, and then I met somebody single. He was very cautious about, he knew all the benefits women get, or something happens, they have more rights and things like that, which I didn't know too much about it, but then I learned about it as people tell me about it. So because of that, I'm not sure. So I ended up, I didn't want to be a single parent. I wanted to be traditional and things like that. So therefore, I didn't have children because I wanted the traditional way. And so, so now I'm single, and I moved to Florida a few years ago. About now it's 11 years. So, and I'm trying to date, but right now I live with a landlord, and the thing is, it's away from center of the city, and I don't go to bars anyway. But I used to meet people online, but everybody has some story. So people my age, they've been through relationships, and now they're not really enthusiastic a lot, unless I meet somebody who likes me for who I am, and everything, I can, everything is about me, and they like me for being simple-minded and not too complicated and things like that. So until then, I wanted to give you an update about my status. and let me know what you think. Are you in the same situation? Are you still single in your 50s with no children? And, you know, maybe you meet a companion, maybe not. And yeah, for now, I don't have any pets because I shared the place with the landlord and she got rules. So yeah, it's very hard to find a place where they accept pets anyhow. And yeah, so that's the thing. Anyway, well, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.